Okay, so we're now live.
Thank you. Good evening, councillors and officers. This is the, nice to see you, Councillor Ferguson. This is the Development Control Committee. If you have already spoken to Democratic Services and arranged to speak, that's fine. Otherwise, you'll not be allowed to speak during the meeting. Do I have any apologies for absence, please?
Yeah, Councillor Brown is trying to get back in. She's lost her sound.
Right.
I have apologies from Councillor Sims, Chair.
Thank you.
Apologies from Councillor Latter.
Thank you. Do we have any declarations of interest? No. Minutes of the previous meeting. Are there any points arising from the... Oh, Councillor Dady, didn't you say you wanted to?
Yeah. So can you see me? I'm just in the process of raising my hand. Right.
Yes, we can see you.
Yes, I just wanted to mention, due to the new email system we're transferring over to, I've had lots of problems with that. And so I wasn't getting emails and I didn't know the meeting was happening. So I don't know if I can retrospectively apologise, but I would have been there if I'd known the meeting was happening. So apologies for that.
Thank you. Do I have any movers for the minutes? Councillor Isles and Councillor DL will second them. All those in favour of accepting the minutes, please raise your hands. Thank you. All those against? All those abstaining? Thank you. So the minutes are passed. We now go to the one item on the agenda, which was deferred last time, in order to give enough time for Little Stanion to consult on this. And it's item application number 20/00260/DPA.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask my colleague Fazana to present this item, Chair. I hope that all members have received the addendum to the officer's report, and we'll touch in detail on the points mentioned in the addendum.
Thank you.
Fazana?
Thank you, Edward. Thank you, Chair. Good evening, all. This application is for erection of a self-storage building with offices, flexible trading units, and a coffee drive-through with associated car parking, landscaping, and new access. This is the location plan. And this is the aerial view of the site. From this view, you can see the application site is bounded by Kautik Plantation to the south and east, A43 Stamford Road to the west, and agricultural land to the north. The whole site comprises a total area of 1.25 hectare. The subject site benefits from an existing access of A43 Stamford Road, and the southern part of the site was a former garden center with parking and storage facilities. This is the proposed site plan, which shows the storage building to the south of the site as Building A, the trading units at the center of the site as Building B, and the drive-through cafe as Building C. You can also see the new access proposed of A43 Stamford Road, and the existing access will be closed. This is the elevation of the west side from the Stamford Road. So you can see Building A, Building B, and Building C. This is the existing access And this photograph is taken from Stamford Road, where you can see the subject site falls to the east of the road. This photograph is taken from within the site, looking to the north. So the key issues are the principle of development, employment, landscape and visual impact, access and parking, ecology, flood risk, drainage, air quality and noise impact, and the overhead line clearance. The site is located on an open countryside on the edge of the urban boundary. This is a previously developed land with low amenity value, given the relationship with the built-up area, the previous site history, and the surrounding committed development of commercial use. This is considered that the redevelopment of the site is acceptable. The proposal will generate 60 full-time employment, which will also support the economic growth. No objection has been raised by the local highways authority, ecologist, the flood authority, and the environmental health services, subject to suitable planning conditions. The proposal also complies with statutory safety clearance statement published by the association, Energy Network Association, and condition 25 is also employed to control the matter. So the recommendation here is for approval. Thank you.
Fazana, sorry, Madam Chair, if I may ask the officer to quickly run through just the key points of the addendum. Fazana?
Thank you.
Yes, yes, Edward. So initially, the Little Stanion Parish Council has not been consulted, and later, after the committee in December, they have been formally consulted. So we have received their representation, and concerns have been raised in terms of highways, the impact on highways mainly, and also the stormwater discharge. So in the officer's addendum report, this all has been addressed.
Thank you, Fazana. If I could just add, Chair. So effectively, on the first item raised by members of the Parish Council of Little Stanion, they were arguing that there was an issue with the 7.1 meter merging lane.
71 meter, Edward, sorry.
It's
71, yeah.
71, sorry. 71 meter merging lane. The Local Highways Authority raised no objections to the applicant's proposal with regards to the layout for the merging of that lane. The other point that the Parish Council raised was to do with the roundabout. And effectively, no objection again was raised by the Highways Authority in terms of the proposed development having an adverse impact on the roundabout. And the drainage, as my colleague has just touched upon, has been addressed by the applicant. The Lead Flood Authority are happy with the proposal. And again, as she said, there are conditions in place that we can attach to the consent if you are minded to resolve to grant consent. And then the third point, I think, was also to do with the nature of this drive-through. It was seen by the Parish Council to be something that would have an adverse impact. But this drive-through is no different from other drive-throughs that you will find on the edge of town, in any English or market town. So then they questioned the validity of the applicant's transport assessment. The Local Highways Authority has not found the applicant's transport assessment to be deficient or found wanting in terms of lack of clarity or not being specific with particulars to satisfy the local highways authority. So the addendum is full and the officers have addressed all the issues. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Am I correct, Pauline, that there are no speakers?
Yes, I'm a speaker.
Well,
John
beg
Gilmore,
your pardon.
Councillor John Gilmore from Stanyon, not Little Stanyon, from Stanyon.
Yes. You will have 3 minutes. Bear with me 1 second. You will have 3 minutes to speak from when you start. Thank you.
I appreciate the earlier comments. Just as a new councillor, I don't want to waste too much time. I'm not fully aware of what's been said before as far as Stanyon's concerned, but there is concerns of the traffic, which you said have been addressed. But at the moment, it can take up to 20 minutes to get out of the village going to the roundabout that is between Little Stanyon and the Euro Hub. And with the one-way system coming up and back down, that would increase. The first planning that I've seen, the question's been addressed because it doesn't come across the old railway line. So the tree line between Stanyon and the development, is that staying or is that going to be taken down? There is, with the volume of traffic, the time coming through, the times that the traffic will be servicing the area, what will be will there be any restrictions or will it be 24 hours coming through? Again, from that is that we are concerned as a village of the population, the wildlife, the trees and the noise coming into Stanyon at this present moment in time, because it is quite excessive at the moment. I appreciate the last gentleman, which has been, they've said that the local highways have accepted, but the volume of traffic at this present moment in time without the new development is quite excessive. And I wonder if there had been any sort of surveys taken to the volume of traffic at this time. And there is a considerable amount of, well, I say considerable, there is traffic coming in and out of the village going to the local school, although the local school is very well heavily populated by local children at the given times. So going forward, we would just ask, have these areas been addressed as far as the local village of Stanyon, which this overlooks? I take it that it's not coming over the railway line. Is that correct? From the initial plans I've been given, which again, I've not been a councillor for that long, it shows it coming over the bridge and onto that land at that corner. But looking at what you've just shown me, that's not the case. It stops before that. Is that correct?
Madam Chair, would you like us to answer those 2 points?
Yeah, as this person is a new, I will allow this, this person is a new councillor and is not familiar.
Okay, so Madam Chair, with your approval, if we could answer firstly the layout, which I would defer to Fazana. Fazana?
Edward,
Yeah.
yeah. I will just quickly share my screen. So this is the location plan, and you can see the red line stops before the rail line.
I appreciate that. Thank you, because that's what I'm saying is compared to what I've inherited, it shows that red line coming right down to the roundabout, but it obviously doesn't. It stops short of that,
Yes.
preference to that. So if an apology is needed, I will apologise for that, but it's just that mine shows the plan that I've been given shows that red line coming right down to the roundabout, but that's not the case. So I appreciate that and thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, yes.
So with your permission, I think the second question that the parish councillor, Councillor Gilmore, wanted us to address was the question about the volume of traffic.
Yes.
The short answer to that, Madam Chair, is that the applicant's transport assessment addresses what is seen to be sufficient for the Highways Authority as the statutory consultee to be satisfied that the proposal is not going to have an adverse impact on the free flow of traffic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that all our speakers now, Pauline?
Sorry, Chair, I was on mute. Yes, we just had Mr. Gilmore.
Thank you very much. Do we have any councillors who wish to make comments or ask any questions? Councillor Dede, followed by Councillor Addison, followed by Councillor Watt.
Right, thank you. Just one thing I'd like clarification on, really. I was rather concerned reading the input from Stanion and Weldon about this development being on open countryside. But if I'm correct, another proposal we looked at recently was for on the land the other side of this development. So there'd be the road and then this development and the other side was that. So if that goes ahead, of course, that's a much bigger development. There wouldn't then be the argument that this is open countryside because it would just be, well, surrounded by other development. Am I correct in terms of my location of where that potential development would go?
Yeah, Councillor Dede, firstly, the application before us is what we're considering. So we're confined to the red line of the applicant's location plan. And in terms of what you're trying to effectively assess is cumulative impact of other developments within the local vicinity on this one. Am I right?
Well, no, it was more the argument of this being open countryside, which it wouldn't be open countryside if it's surrounded by other developments.
Yeah, I think the answer to it that this is an edge of town. You know, it's what is traditionally referred to almost as urban fringe.
Thank you. Councillor Addison.
Thank you, Chair. It was just a flow of traffic. And it does refer, Edward, I'm sorry, it does refer back to a previous planning application we had. It was about asking Highways England whether they would change the junction on the A14 to bring the vehicles round through the Geddington bypass. Is there any progress made on that? Because that would impact as well on this application.
So the works to do with the A14 junction works would be separate from, if you like, your due consideration of this application. We're quite happy, Councillor Addison, to give you an update further. After this committee, we can inquire into that and give you an update on the junction works.
Thank you, Edward. Councillor Watt, Kevin Watt.
Thank you, Chair. My question's about, it was mentioned by the Highways Agency, is about pedestrian and cyclist access to this location. We want to encourage as much green transport as possible. I see there is a footpath that goes alongside the A43. Is that going to be upgraded to a cycleway? Because it makes mention of highways, makes mention of doing something to junctions for pedestrians and what is it? Pedestrians and cyclists. Control crossing for pedestrians and cyclists.
Can you tell us what point you're talking about, please?
Are we going to upgrade this? Upgrade the footpath. The footpath that is there would be the preferred method of getting to this site rather than down the dual carriageway 43. And I don't see any mention of 106 money coming forward in this in the report. I may have missed it, but I don't see. And it would I would presume that 106 money would go towards upgrading this this footpath to a proper cycleway.
Councillor, I think the first thing I should do, with your permission, is to defer to my colleague Fuzana, who will address the specific point about the cycleways and pedestrian footways. Fazana.
Yes, Edward. Yes, Councillor Watt, I would like to inform you that I was engaged with highways officer in regards to the section 106 obligations is required or not, but the officer confirmed that due to the nature of the application, no, they are not looking for any section 106 obligation for the highways work, and they feel that the conditions will be suitable for addressing all the concerns. And you will see in condition list, condition 9 will address the cycle and pedestrian links with the existing facilities within the Gaddington Road. So they are content that this will be appropriate for the impact.
Do you want to come back on that, Councillor Watt?
Yeah, I think the footpath as a cycle link is totally unsuitable. It's a narrow single person footpath. It needs to be upgraded to a proper cycle route, rather than have people, pedestrians and cyclists come in confrontation, and cyclists may be taking to the dual carriageway. I think it's not suitable at all, and I would be looking for 106 money to do this upgrade.
Madam Chair, if I may, following on
Please
from
do.
Councillor Watt and what my colleague Fazana has said. Councillor Watt, we are guided by the statutory consultee, who in this instance are the ones that set the adoptable standards for any improvements to highways, footpath and cycleways. And in discussions with them, they're satisfied that the arrangements that's been proposed by way of condition 9 are suitable to deal with any conflicts between pedestrians and cyclists. And the arrangements are suitable, if you like, to ensure the free flow of both free flow of traffic, both on foot and bicycle. In terms of the 106, they were not persuaded by the argument that a 106 is necessary.
Thank you. Do I have any further questions from other councillors? Councillor Watts.
Hello. Just going back on that point, maybe just because it's a drive-through coffee shop doesn't mean that people will arrive in a car. They might want to arrive on a push bike, or they might want to walk there. So those people have to be considered just for their own safety. And then my other point is, after listening to Councillor Gilmore from Stannion, maybe, I know that it's nothing actually to do with this, but maybe a yellow box at that junction on the 6116 there for exiting the village could be some kind of solution to all the traffic issues that are kind of sort of crashing down on Stannion at the moment. Thank you.
Councillor, what do you mean by a yellow box?
You know, the cross-hatched box at that where people are trying to
Thank
so
you.
that those people could exit their own village trying to take their children to school in the morning.
Thank you.
That would be, I'm sorry for interrupting, but that would be a very, very good consideration.
I'm sorry, but you can't come back. You've had your 3 minutes. I'm sorry, Councillor Gilmore. That is the statute.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'd be grateful if you could yield the floor to me to just address the issue about
Absolutely, please do.
The issue to do with the yellow box and any further works, if you like, to 6116. It would be excessive for us to impose those sort of conditions or demands on the applicant for what is relatively a small-scale scheme for a storage unit and a drive-through. And I suppose what could happen, Councillor Watt, is that we could take up the discussion of this suggested yellow box with the Highways Authority as a separate issue.
Thank you. It wasn't. I'm not saying it's particularly pertaining to this development. I'm just saying in the general developments that are going on there. That was just a sort of more overview picture. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I'm quite happy, Councillor Watt, to table it before our highways colleague, you know, as a point of discussion and possible further improvements to that particular network of roads.
Thank you. I think it would be appreciated. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Edward. I think that clears things up significantly. Do I have any further questions from councillors on this? I'm sorry, Councillor Gilmore, I appreciate that you're not familiar with this. That is the end of your participation in this session. Please feel free to stay, but you may feel free to leave and watch us on YouTube, but you cannot comment on him any further. Thank you. Do I have any further comments from anyone or questions? Do I have a mover on this? Councillor Isles, move. Do I have a seconder? Councillor DL. All those in favour of this development, please raise your hands. Oh, we have to go. Sorry, I have to go through one by one, don't I? Forgotten about that. Councillor Watt, are you for or against?
I'm against on the cycle and pedestrian access.
Thank you. Councillor Watts, are you for or against?
I'm for.
Councillor Addison?
For.
Councillor Dady?
For.
Councillor DL?
For.
Councillor Ferguson?
For.
Councillor Beattie?
For.
Councillor Isles?
For.
And myself, Councillor Julie Riley, for. So this development application has been passed. Thank you.
So, Chair, would you like to close the meeting for me, please?
As we have no more items on the agenda, I'd just like to thank everyone for coming tonight, and I'd like to close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.